Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Midday Money. I guess it's officially a midday money show because it's noon on the West Coast. So it's a little late today. It happens. Things go on, and hey, a little late, and better late than never. Whoever this guy is, handsome fellow. We have today's picks in the chat. We have Teaser Tuesday picks currently in the chat. Today's picks in the chat. Teaser Tuesday in the chat. And of course, always support the winning free pick channel here. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Notification bell on so you know each every day. Midday Money is live, normally at noon Eastern. Look headlines Sunday night halftime. You don't want to miss out on that show. But let's roll into Twitter or the X. Plays are posted on the X. They're there. All right. Twitter is twittering. Close that window out. The YouTube channel is up and running. The poll is posted. And 5 votes so far on the poll. Utah, Oregon State. Who you got? Figure it out. Let's go. Let's get go, because we are basically 3 hours, a little bit behind schedule. So I apologize today. I had to get my wife. She had a flat, slow leak, whatever, and then I ended up just getting some new tires on her ride. So that's why I was late today. But here we go. Recapping yesterday. 1-1 in baseball because Miami gets suspended, but a plus $34 day. 283 and 337. We're still down 23 hundos in the video. We'll see. Like I said, we still have the playoffs. We could ship this down. I'd be happy to get this down to about a dime. And overall on the season, I'll ante up our futures on Monday. That'll be like the little Monday show. We'll talk about, beginning of the year what I liked. Told you what I liked, and then we'll see how they did. Today's action. Actually, I won't even know what to recap. So, baseball get 1-1. College football winner, Western Kentucky 17-11 plus 470. We did drop our total on Green Bay 7-4 plus 270 NFL picks in the video. I did say, and I think someone bought the pen out on me, right? I said, hey, why not, was that the Temple under? I'm like, what is that about? And I said, I think it was going under 49. It went over. I think Tulsa put up 49 themselves or something there. So there was that. Fremont, Arizona put out the lock emoji on Arizona yesterday. I don't know if that was Arizona D-backs football. I don't know. I wrote it down. It says Fremont, Arizona lock emoji. So there's that. There's that. Today's action. Here we go. Nothing in MLB. And I'm sure people are going to ask, and I'll give a bunch of my thoughts on baseball for today. No NFL action for today because it's Friday. But I do have stuff for Sunday posted here. Bills, Cowboys, Niners over. All right. Those are the 3 picks. Plus, we have the Teaser Tuesday picks. I'll pop those up after I do these little rundowns. College football for tonight. Under the Utah 44.5. Looking at until tomorrow. The Cuse plus 6.5. Georgia minus 14.5. Air Force minus 10.5. College football. Friday, college football. Saturday. Teaser Tuesday picks. College football with Syracuse. Southern Cal, USC Trojans. For those of you who don't know what Southern Cal is. And Texas, minus 10, minus 14.5 for USA, plus 14 for the Cuse. And these are, as I've said before, when I do the teasers college football, it is a 7-point tease courtesy of Caesars plus 130. NFL teasers, a 9.3 team teaser. It is minus 115 odds. Miami plus 11.5. The Ravens plus 11.5. And the Chiefs minus a half. Yes. Higgs, what are you talking about? You have Miami double digits here, and then you have the Bills in the chat as a pick. Yeah, that's a 9 point number in between. Do I think the Bills win by double digits? Man, they can win by 10. Is it 11 and a half? No. No, it's not. All right. Officially done with our picks for today and tomorrow and Sunday. I did put 2 free pick videos up on winning free picks. That's on the Sean Higgs channel if you watch on Sean Higgs. But there is that. Let's see how everybody is doing on a Friday. A real midday show. Yes, real midday. It's officially midday because it's 3 o'clock in LA and Hollywood. I have all these comments, but it's actually me putting up 3 separate links for free picks and teasers and everything else. James is in the house. Welcome. T Money's in the house. Here's our guy, T Money. Happy Friday, big dog. Did not deserve to cast the Mariners or Jacksonville State. Worst coaching job I've ever seen by Sam Houston. Yeah, did that cover? What was that closing line there in that game? Overtime. Wow. D-back season total wins under 87 and a half. You took under 87 and a half with the win total on Arizona? Wow. I mean, that's got to be what kind of huge plus money did you get on that? Had to be good plus money. Because I crushed the over 75 and a half for a dime. There you go. I mean, 87 and a half. At least it's, I mean, did you have some crazy, what are you laying on that? 2000? What's the number on that one? I'm interested to know. I want to know. I want to know. What are you laying on 87 and a half, James? Stop yours. It has another good night last night. Stupid of me. I missed the Lions minus 4.5 line for next week versus Carolina. I think it's 7 now. Is that what it is against Carolina? I mean, you missed 7.5. I mean 4.5. When was it ever 4.5? Because I wrote the lines down on Wednesday. It was 7.5 right out of the gate. So, and you know me, I write the lines pop up on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm writing them down and I'm looking for edges. And I was with Ross and Jesse this morning. We are doing a live show, and someone asked about next week's games, and I said, well, I'll jump in here and answer this one because I am always looking. This is when I'm betting next week's games on Friday, Saturday, ahead of the weekend. And I did not see any 4.5s anywhere. Because I at a 4.5, I definitely would have been involved with a Buffalo, a Detroit Lion play at a 4.5 over Carolina. Whether it is Dalton or we roll out the Red Rocket again, I'm sign me up. But did not see that anywhere. Stop Geo says, good luck and cash big. That's what we're trying to do. Trevor's in the house. Who's your Super Bowl winner? Super Bowl winner right now? I mean, after 4 weeks, I'll say Niners over Chiefs. Mike F's in the house. Hey, happy Friday. Why do you like the under 9 Utah, Oregon State? Is Cam rising out? He's definitely out. That line has gone from 2 to 4, so I'm assuming he's not playing. And even if the guy does play, how healthy is he? He's been questionable since August against Florida. That line opened at 10. It went to 4. It shot back up. He might play. It would settle. Utah plays defense. They play some defense. And Oregon State, to me, is not, DJ Ukulele or whoever. I can't pronounce his last name. I don't love him. Well, you're telling me if Oregon scoring 30 plus tonight to get this over the total? Because I don't see Utah scoring, you know, more than 17. I think this is a game under 44. I mean, Utah plays defense, questionable offense. Just look at the scores for them. T Money, Utah money line. Here we go. The funny thing is, T Money would be like, "Oh, Utah's terrible," and I'm like, Utah won back-to-back championships here in the Pac-12. T Money. Now you're taking them on the money line. I guess it's a better at the +4 money line than at the +2 money line. But not interested in that one. I'd rather just go with the under. Hap Ribby, Marlins run line, Stroh's money line, TJ Friedel homer, Encarnacion Strand homer. Here we go. All this crazy baseball stuff. Cubbies are in total desperation mode here. Score against Colin Ray. All right. Florida. Why do I think the Florida Marlins? Why do I think the Miami Marlins are going to choke away here? I don't want to see them choke it away. I mean, I like going for the big payday, right? I'm all for going for the big payday when they're minus 120s and stuff. Astros against Zach Gallen at home, huh? I got to go against you there. Gallen at home is pretty solid. Friedel homer for the Reds. Encarnacion and a Strand homer. Yeesh. James hits you with a. Damn, what happened? What is that for? Is that for your 87 and a half? Shot out. What do they say? Seattle Mariners 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth to win the parlay. Marlins game got postponed. Yeah, they stopped the game. It's 2-1 in the top of the ninth with 2 outs. So yeah, let's just suspend the game. The crazy thing is if there's some scenario where they have to finish that game because that's an important game with the way these. I think it'll come into tiebreakers. But if they're not worried about it, that tells me that the Cubs are not sweeping. I mean, honestly, here, if you really want to do, you take Milwaukee every game, right? Are the Cubs sweeping to get in the playoffs? I think that's what needs to happen here. Shout out Utah. Like I said with this team, and I just said to T Money with the money line. Better 4 than 2. And the Beavers to me are, I prefer them in the dog role, right? They've been ATS darlings because they've been underdogs, not in the favorite role. We saw them fave on a roll, and Washington State took care of business. That game was not even as close as the final score said either. So I tend to agree with a little Utah here, but comes before I put my money, it'll be on the under. Free minds in the house. Your lock stunk. Arizona. You hit me up with a lock on it. Arizona with a lock. I'm yawning. I apologize. That's what happens when you sit in a dealership or whatever, get a car done for 2.5 hours. Ridiculous. Yeah, what are you gonna do with Arizona? I'm sorry, Fremont. T Money. Somebody somehow Jacksonville won by a touchdown in overtime. Unbelievable. Yeah, I saw that. That Sam Houston. Again, I all but have to throw out my season win ticket for Sam Houston. It's done. They're not getting their 4 wins. I was high on them. I thought they had a defense. I thought we could scrape together some wins. Not meant to be. Shout out says baseball today. Rays Jays over. Saval and Kikuchi want to go. I see. I'm not looking. Toronto's joking. You are. Oh. Sorry for these yawns, killing me today. And I slept. I slept till late today. I slept till after 8:00. I said this about Toronto. I I don't like it. I like the under here. This team to me, and they're gonna make the playoffs, I guess. Um, I don't know. I don't like it. I know we have Toronto fans in it. Remember Terry and I think Crystal's a Toronto fan. They're gonna scoot in here. Maybe not. Maybe Houston wins a couple and Seattle sweeps Texas or something, and they get into the playoffs and then knock Toronto out. I don't know if I want to see Toronto in there. White Sox money line. Dylan Cease. He's finally gonna. Dylan Cease finally gonna pitch good here. Oh man, Dylan Cease, what a terrible year. And the Padres. Let's turn it on at the end of the year to make a. Let's be 500 and show everybody we're gonna be good next year. I mean, I don't hate the White. You want to do White Sox? I mean, I don't hate it. I guess Cubbies in desperation mode. They have to win out to make the playoffs. And the Rangers versus Seattle here. My thing with this is how much are we getting from Evaldi here? You know, he came back off the injured list. Dude, are they really going to push him like 7, 8 innings here if he's pitching well? Good luck on these shout out. Stop, Gio. The big books are throwing these profit boosts at every Thursday night, weekend, primetime game. My wide line boosted teaser cash, Lions plus 3.5, under 54, barely beat the total by a point. Yeah, they love those profit boosts, especially in the primetime night games. 305's in the house. What do you say, fella? Hope all's well. Your thoughts on UCF minus 11.5, Air Force minus 10, Fresno 24.5. Well, I got Air Force here in the chat for a free pick for tomorrow. So there is that. Now we're talking a little Fresno action. 24.5 here, huh? Who do they have on tap here against Zavada? Lay it. Let me just check real fast. Hold on. In Wyoming next, and then at Utah State. You know what? I'd still lay it. They should drop a 40 spot here. I don't hate that one. And UCF is playing Baylor. I don't hate it. I think Baylor's not a good team right now. I faded them last week. Now, did I think this was going to be a 10 to start the season? UCF? I mean, what was this? This game was like a pick 'em. This was like a pick 'em at the start of the year. That's how far Baylor's fallen on the rankings. Whew. Stop Geo. I see a 4.5 at Caesar, but sometimes the app tracks them wrong. Could be a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything on a Wednesday at that number. Mike F, should I pay up the under 49 tonight? It's minus 190. I never pay. Never ever do that. I'm not doing that. Mike, I don't want to lay like 140 in baseball on just a straight money line. I'm not gonna buy up to basically a 2-1. That's just how I play it. I don't buy points. I'm not buying this or that. I understand. Oh, whatever. If you feel comfortable, I mean, yeah. I mean, I like it at a 45. Why wouldn't I like it at a 49? Alvin's in the house. Alvin. Hi, I want tips. Here you go, Alvin. Utah under tonight, Syracuse tomorrow, Georgia tomorrow, and Air Force. There you go. Alvin's tips are covered. 305 Canes, your thoughts on team's favorite and Lions Hearts Tropic. Should you take the dog? Thanks. All right, so this is the line's kind of moving. Is it smart, sharp money? Is it public money? What is happening here? I look at this as a one, always have your numbers early. right? Talk about this on Looking Lines all the time. At least write them down for when they come out on Sunday for college football. College football lines come out on Sunday in the afternoon. Write them down, right? Put your little check marks, things you sort of like. Sharpie out the ones that are trash. Why the line's moving? You know, TCU line moves a couple points. Like you see, like perfect example, BYU tonight. I like BYU. I'm like, oh, I'll lay a field goal here at home, 3.5, sure. They're now a home dog. Now, do you come in and take the dog? I think the value is gone. Are you're just chasing a number now? You're a s- a scraper, following the steam, chasing the number. The number's gone. Like, why would you want Cincinnati -1 when you could add them +3? Folks wonder why. Oh, I can't believe you put games out on Saturday and Sunday for next week's NFL. I mean, is the quarterback breaking his leg and not playing? Otherwise, I don't care. I This is why you don't want this infiltrating your skull. You know, it's dropping because why? Because some guy with 15,000 views told somebody to bet something. Is that why it's dropping? Because there's a $500,000 comes in on, or people who are just blindly following somebody's Discord or YouTube or Twitter or some nonsense or Instagram, TikToks. The line is gone. Move on. You missed the boat. You missed it. Free Mind says Louisville. You like Louisville here? I mean, I was wrong on Louisville. I think I said at the beginning of the season when we did a little previews, I wasn't high on Louisville. Here you go. Louisville, 1,200 to win the ACC. I said under 8.5. I said 8 wins at best. They got 4 right now. So I've been a little wrong there. Although I did say to take Georgia Tech against them in week 1 would have got you a nice cover. Why do I think NC State is the play here? I got to write down because you got the lockout. Free Mind, Louisville, lock emoji. Well, we'll see how you do. Maybe you get even after yesterday's lock emoji. Team money, plus 152 and 146 for Utah money lines. I like those sexy paydays. I'll bet on me and you if it's value. I agree. I think it's a good shot, and I figure a lot of people will be on the Diamondbacks today. Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you be on Diamondbacks? The numbers for Gallon at home speak alone by themselves. He's excellent at home. And I said this about France and Hunter Brown for the Stros. Not loving them. A lot of innings, a lot of wear and tear on the arms. Bullpen coming in, taxed all season, overworked. I get it. I'm just not betting it. T-Money. D-backs will choke and lose by 3 or so runs, but they may be up first 5. Cubs is tempting them and the Padres. The Cubs are tempting. The Cubs, I think, forgot there's baseball to be played. They're going to miss the playoffs. They're going to miss it. And we know you love the Padres. They're going to lose by 3. So Gallon leaves the game up 2-1, say 2-0, shuts them down. And then the bullpen comes in. This game's 6-2. Is that what we think's going to happen here? T-Money, free mind room, my Diamondback tickets. You don't like that when the lock emoji comes in. Geo, what do you got? Mentioned GMO foods the other day. What could you do about it? Not much besides pay an arm and a leg for organic foods and move to Italy, a few countries where they're bad GMOs. Well, that's the thing. Even the organic foods aren't guaranteed. They say they're organic, but come on, Geo. Everything. I was looking at everything. It's even, they don't even call them GMO now. Now they're bioengineered. Bioengineered shit. I'm ready. I'm ready to sell my 2 homes and go buy like land to just have like my own little farm. The truth. I saw the truth this morning. It's rolling with Jesse and Ross. Chargers -5.5. That's to fade the Raiders after a horrible coaching decision. You should fade the Raiders because they're crap. And I don't curse. I don't come in here cursing. They're trash. That's why you take the Chargers. Raiders are terrible. T-Money. Sam Houston should have won 42-7 if you had them. They were right side at least last night. Just city coach Jack State looked pathetic. I didn't have him yesterday because I had to get ready to eat this win ticket here. All right, I saw my Rice win ticket here. Sam Houston over 4 wins. That's definitely not getting there. Definitely not getting there. I mean, and the thing is that BYU 14-0, Air Force 13-3, Houston all right 38-7. I didn't think Houston's good, and then you blow this game last night. You blow this game last night. You're up 21-7 at the half. Come on, come on. Take a 28-20 lead. There's a minute to go in the game. You can't get a win here. I mean, where am I getting? Where am I getting 5 wins from these guys? Come on, Sam Houston. Terrible. Stop you. I got the Jays, so I took the Rays team total over 3.5. Yes, and I'm seeing the Rays lineup really stay with mostly starters, and the line move is now at 115 for the over. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Orioles to win it all says free mind for some Major League Baseball. They look pretty good. And I've said this before about the Braves. I worry about that pitching staff. Right? The Braves pitching staff is my concern. Orioles, I like Bradish. Grace Rodriguez comes on well. And maybe they win with no huge stud frontline guy. Maybe it's Means. Maybe Means is back and he's the pitcher he was a couple years ago. And they get it done between him, Bradish. Again, I like Grace Rodriguez. I know Miz. Miz was ready to. He wanted to get rid of him. He wouldn't. He wouldn't take Stanton, Judge, LeMahieu, and Rizzo for him, but he wouldn't take any of those guys for him. But I like it. And who's coming out? I was waiting for the Stros to kind of get hot, and I'm not sold on their pitching. Not sold on their pitching one bit. Don Pla, how you been, Don? Haven't seen you pop in a bit. Good to see you. I see you sometimes. I pop in with Loshak and the bag. I see you over there. You want to hang out over there? You want to come in and say hello? What do you think about Louisville and NC State? I'm leaning Louisville. I'm leaning the other side. I didn't bet it, but I like NC State a little bit there. I don't line. Something tells me Wolfpack. I don't know why. Maybe because I had a guy come in here and put up a big lock emoji. Said Louisville tonight. Maybe that's something to do with it too. Team money. Sean, I don't understand why people think it's all right to bet these stupid 19 NFL moneyline parlays. Got a friend begging me to throw money away on trash. Well, you see this stuff. People call me like, "Oh, money line this, money line that." Da da da. Okay, I mean, you want to take a huge money line for a nickel, a dime, and try to hit it. It's not what I do. It's not what. And honestly, have I put in like ridiculous college NFL like 20, 20 teamer things like that nonsense for like $10? Whatever. Add those up when you start losing. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, depending on what your bankroll is. Add a nice one. Please. I see all this crap. My son sends me this stuff from freaking TikTok. Like, oh, Dad, you should be like this guy. This guy. What? 9-team crazy parlays of 1,500 to win 20 grand. Listen, I'm not doing that. I didn't do that when I was a degenerate at like 20. I was whatever. 5 grand a game. Sure. I was stupid. 8 games going 3 times all over the place. I was 19 years old. You can't. That is not. I don't know. Yeah. You hit one. They look great. But the majority of people, whether you're parlay better, teaser, props, in game, whatever you do, you don't have the discipline. That's the honest truth of it. So you might hit something for like 4 grand. Could be 24 grand. Whatever it is. 4,000, 30,000, 400, whatever it triples, quadruples to the billionth, whatever your bankroll. You get extra money, you can start doing well. Hey, listen, if I hit this for 100, I'm going to put a 500 on this one now. Hey, I hit one of these at 1,000. No discipline. They'll be on E pretty soon. Free Mind says, my bad team money for the lock emoji on Arizona today. James, what is the first thing you think of when you're looking at games? What is the first thing I look at when I'm looking at games? It's always whatever the number is or the price is. Obviously, NFL, I have a number what I think something should be. right? I think it should be 4. It's 6. It's 9. I think it should be 5. It's 13. I got it at 22. Whatever. NFL, and I'm going to stick with NFL here for this conversation because I do look at live show James and people come in like, oh, you like that? Why? I'm like, well, it's just for whatever. I don't know. Maybe because I've been doing it for 33 years and just kind of comes to me like breathing. I don't know. Um, there's just things that you look at and be like, it feels right. I'm going to bet this one. And that's why I don't wait for the interjection of everybody else's thoughts on the game. I bet a game on Saturday for next Sunday. Short of me losing a quarterback or a hurricane rolling to town with 45-mile-an-hour winds, I'm not really changing my thoughts on the game. I mean, 7 guys, I lose 7 starters, maybe. Yeah, what am I going to do? I got the bad luck on that one. It's just one of those things where I think a game should be somewhere, side or total, whatever it is. And I go to the games and I'm like, well, let's open at that why. And that also just comes into my thinking of what I think is going to play out before they even play the next game. Right? We'll use the Cincinnati Bengals example. I said, listen, you want to bet Cincy? Bet them now. They're pick them -1. They win tonight against the Rams. Line's going to go up. Um, Also, I look at, and this is more for like college hoops. I guess you could throw college basketball, college football in there as well. Like with the old rankings. I'm not a big ranking kind of guy. I it's just, and this is stuff you could have just blindly done for 20 years until the last few, where um, just the whole non-ranked team favored over ranked team. The public, even before there was a public like there is now, and everybody doing a show or whatever, they're going to run to take a ranked team. It's like the NCAA tournament, and honestly, I think the lines have gotten sharper a little as more states are legal, and you can't just take a uh, unranked over a ranked, or in an NCAA tournament, the 10 seeds favored over, because everybody's got their right. Oh, 12s over 4s. Oh, it's just beaten to death. And again, brings you back to have your own set of numbers. Bet early. Don't let the noise get to you. I mean, the first thing, I'm just looking at the number. It's the numbers and everything. That's what it comes down to. You get a good number, you get a bad number, James. Shout out. I might sprinkle a little on the under tonight. Take that under tonight. Take the under. Good looking is in the house. Thoughts on Louisville? I like NC State. I love that everybody loves Louisville. I'm actually going to have to throw something on NC State now tonight. La Tech, I like UTEP. Again, this line looks a little lowish, right? Give me give me a little UTEP here. Give me some UTEP on a Friday night. Gary's in the house. At least I did not fall asleep watching Sam Houston last night. Exciting game. They scored. What was that terrible ending? Terrible, terrible, terrible. Good look at thoughts on the Blue Jays. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. The Jays are done. I don't have anything to do with Toronto. James S., do you go off of your user experience, or do you have a site that you help to use Cap? No, I don't. I mean, site wise, I mean, like StatFox or Covers or any one of these you can go to for stats. I mean, I guess I kind of go into, MLB for like pitching matchups, or Baseball Reference for pitchers, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not a blind like, well, we got to ride out the trends here, and this says this to do this, this, and that. No, I used. I mean, I have my number. I think the game should be. Obviously, I'll use matchup pitching is important to me. If you watch any of my free pick videos, I'm heavy into like the whip and batting average against. I don't dive into, the exit velocity and spin rate and hard hit contact. I don't dive into stuff like that. Even in football, like, oh, the DVOA of this and that and percentage. I'm simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss it. That's it. I'll use a site because I want to see some pitching matchups. Uh, get involved in some stats, and I'm not a huge like, whoa, yards per play and per passing attempt. No, no. It's just in my blood. Ryan, like the Niners 14. What about the Aggies tomorrow? I like the Niners. I got the Niners over in here because I think they're going to score. So yeah, San Fran for sure. And I'll lay the 14 with you, Ryan. I do like the Aggies. I like a little A&M. Is that 5.5, 6.5? Stop just it's big money and making sure that new coming betters are bombarded with parlays. That's all it is. It is all it is. Parlays, parlays, parlays. I'll do my straight bets. And listen, I talk about other. Uh, I don't talk about other people, but just like the industry in itself, you have a lot of different media out there. And hey, you're going to hit stuff like that and win. All right, but that's not what I do. People come in. I'm sure people leave my show. I'm sure people come in. Oh, this guy does. I don't do that because people like parlays and in gaming and live betting and props and this and that and that makes sense to me, Gio, because new betters they're all young kids, right? This is a bunch of 20, 21 year olds coming in like thinking, oh, look at this, I could do all this. I mean, they have no. I mean, as much as like, I guess I was like a microwave child, right? Microwaves are big. Like, look at this. Oh, microwave ovens. The new thing, I mean, like it's a Twitter. It's 40 characters. You have TikTok, 30 seconds. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Nobody has any brain capacity, right? So they're not ready wait a week when I tell you to take a team. Hey, take Dallas at 3. I'm not gonna do that. Why? I'll bet them on Sunday. Well, Sunday they go to 10.5 because the Jets quarterback goes out. Okay, I mean everybody's about instantaneous and live betting and next play. That's fine. You know, the, that's not what I roll. Do people not watch it because of that? That's fine. I'm making money. Utah. Here we go. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it. Everybody likes Utah in the chat. Maurice, my guy. Lions. Free money last night. Here we go. I love the Jacksonville Jaguars -3. Ritter is terrible. Titans +3. Vrabel 60% as a dog. I got to take the +9 with the commies. Don't like the commies. I mean, I'm not saying to bet the Eagles, but I don't want to bet Washington either. Titans as a dog. I'm never going to say no. I had Tennessee last week, so you want to grab them here. Bengals Monday night, short week. I get it. The Jags, though, why do I think this is going to be a 24-23 game? I don't want to lay 3 with the Jags here, as bad as Ritter is. This looks again. We talk about things not looking right. Jags always play here. I mean, they're playing here next versus Buffalo. They're home. This not that's a home game. The home game. It's Buffalo's considered a home game for Buffalo, though Jacksonville's going to be here 2 weeks in a row. I don't want to lay 3 with the Jags. La Tech in the under. I like UTEP, baby. The old UTEP El Paso Miners. Under, though, yes. James says, thank you. I've been only doing this for years. Just trying to learn something new every day. Listen, I mean, James, you've popped in here with me before. You've seen how I am. I'm a side guy, totals. Do I throw out some prop kind of stuff? Yes. Is that like my whole thing in my personal life? No, I'm a side total guy. That's how I made my bones for 30 years, like 20, 27 years, whatever it is, betting for money. It's, there's different ways to skin a cat, as they say. There are guys who just parlay. Here we go. Parlay, 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 parlay. They hit them. I mean, I don't know how real they are. They post pictures. I mean, I have trouble posting. I try to screenshot. I go to screenshot my phone. My alarm goes off. It's emergency dialing 911. I'm like, what the heck's happening here? I don't know. But again, they take that kind of stuff. People see that. I say take it with a grain of salt. I don't know how much that's real. Good looking child. Thoughts on BYU? I wanted to take BYU. And the line totally flipped from -3. Now they're a dog. I'm trying to figure out what this line is. What happened here? Why did this line move 4 points, 5 points? I don't think Cincinnati's a good team. I think BYU is decent. 4-point line move on the road in altitude. BYU is always a good home team. What is this? Nick Van Exel playing for Cincy? What is happening here? Shout out. I look for the Rangers to bounce back. Brew Crew claimed the playoff spot. They're relaxing, drink a beer. I was considering taking the under Padres White Sox game, but I think White Sox win 4-2. So again with the Rangers, I think they're in the playoffs. Maybe one more. They lock up the top seed, but I don't know. I mean, Houston could easily lose today to Zach Gallen. Seattle is desperate. I mean, Toronto, it's the thing with the Rangers is Evaldi, they're in the playoffs. So I don't think they want to screw around with this guy coming off injured list. Like, I think he go 5 and then they go to the bullpen. Like, let's just get him his stuff and let's start getting our rotation in order for the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. Let's worry about that. Brew Crew, yeah, they're in. Hi, we're division champs. Do I want to run to the Cubbies? The Cubbies need to sweep to get in the playoffs. They couldn't win a game just to lock up a playoff spot. Now they have to win. I mean, I don't know. I want to. Brewers run line every game maybe for big paydays. Padres White Sox under, I could see that because the White Sox have no offense and the Padres, I mean, they just found out the baseball season started a little late. They started playing baseball in the mid-September. They didn't know baseball started in April. Surprisingly. What are we surprisingly what? Did you want to take the Sox to win? It'll definitely be a surprise they win 3-2. Although it would not shock me. I'm not getting involved in Padres White Sox. Marie says, all the Sharps love Buffalo Sunday. Mike McDaniel last year versus Buffalo, 29 points, 32 points. Buffalo doesn't have the DBs to keep up. Are they on? I like this Buffalo. Like, again, I have it here to 2.5, but I have the 11.5 in the teaser. What? I guess the Sharps are, because I guess what? The Joes are all over Miami. We scored 70 points. So we're unstoppable. I just feel with Tua, and I've said this before, Tua. And I had him last week. The guys that hit away, that's what I worry about betting on Miami. I don't know. Maurice, you've heard me talk about Buffalo. I'm not high on Allen. I said this team's window is shut. It's over. It's over for them. They're not going to the Super Bowl. But in this spot, I like them. Again, this is where it comes down to trying to block out the noise. Like James, well, how do you go about things? Well, right off the bat, last week, that was last week. And what's everybody saw? Everybody saw 70 points last week and a record-setting offense. And Buffalo gave up 29-32. You got to take Miami. All right. Ryan Page is in house. Straight bets aren't the sexiest parlays and big hitting, but they're mature play. I feel like after betting for many years. Listen, the parlays are nice, right? Nice, but a 3-teamer in, $50 with a couple $100. If they're money line dogs or baseball doggies, it's big paydays. I get the allure. Yeah, I go buy $100 worth of Mega Million tickets too. Maybe I'll hit it. Maybe I won't. It's all right. Small, right? It's a small for a big reward. Totally get it. Just not what I do. Let's talk about BYU +1. I like BYU. I'm trying to figure out why the line moved, though. I can't play it. Nevada Maverick. Rising still questionable. Yeah. It's been questionable since August. Questionable, yes, the backup is okay. Defense holding good. Well, that's the thing. Seeing a pick six and a fumble return. So you're looking for 14 points from the defense from Utah to be in this game. Oh boy. Again, give me the under. The defense will show up. The offense is ho hum. Just give me the under and not worry about it. Good looking shot. Thoughts on WNBA? Good looking. You know I don't got Tim Earl with me to cover this nonsense. James S. I like your style. I appreciate it. My style's not for everybody. I mean, people come in and want parlays. Hey, I'm not the parlay guy. Props. Although, like I said, the show evolves. So maybe next year when I do baseball, it'll just be all right. We'll have like 3 baseball games, and maybe I'll give out like my favorite prop of strikeouts or first 5 or something. It's just one. It's tough, James. I try to keep track of every game here for the video, and if I'm rolling in, well, I got props in a prop in every NFL game because hey, why not? It's just one NFL game, so one in each. But that's 15. And then it's a college football. If I do something, not a college football prop, but a first half or some kind of parlay, that's why I just do Teaser Tuesday. I try to forget about it. The show is, me talking and coming back and forth. Now, can I just turn into just me doing a show on 40 minutes of free picks? I don't think anybody sit around and watch for an hour. I think we got a couple. What did I get between here and when the free picks and parlays? I get a few hundred people, 2, 3, 4, 500 people watch the show because maybe I don't know if about 100 of them comment, but I don't know. I think I do it right here. Maurice, I have a funny feeling about the Auburn-Georgia game. I took Auburn in the first half plus 330. South Carolina plus 12 looks good. Tennessee QB. I could do South Carolina with you. I'm not high in Tennessee. Auburn first half. That's a gutsy play there for a team that scored 10 points and 14 points versus real schools. Nathan, that's what I did today, Higgy. $50 3-teamer. I understand. I mean, I get it, Nate. They pay off nice. I totally get it. I totally get it. Lane's in the house. How are you, Lane? Packers bit me in the butt last night. I've been high on the Packers. Them and Tampa. I talked about them. These are my teams that kind of like to win their respective divisions this year. Nobody's giving them a shot. Bad out of the gate. Oregon State tonight. I like it. BYU game I'm concerned about. Nathan says the Aces in WNBA. Vegas Aces, good-looking child. Nathan says go to Vegas. Gary, just read the line on BYU changed due to a large amount of money came in on Cincy. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a pile of money. Somebody came with a dump truck the other day on Wednesday and moved the line 4 points. Now, but on a Wednesday line move like that, and again, I have no idea limit-wise what kind of bets were taken. Right, it was Wednesday. 2.5. Yeah. I mean, it was Tuesday afternoon. There was actually threes out there. There were some threes out there. 2.5 threes. And then on Tuesday, someone came in and whatever bet they put in, moved it. That's a 5-point line move from 2.5 to 2.5 or 3 to 2.5. I mean, FanDuel has BYU favored now, back in the favor role. See, I want to think that maybe someone came in and dropped a chunk to flip it, and this is the old head fake kind of move here. Cincy is a tough customer. Listen, BYU doesn't play cupcakes. I mean, yeah, they're in the Big 12 now, but do we really got to talk about who these guys play non-conference games? Non-conference last year, Baylor, Oregon, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Boise, Stanford. I mean, SMU in a bowl game. They don't just schedule cupcakes. On the road to South Florida. I mean, again, South Florida's not a good team. This isn't a team that just puts jokers on their schedule. Nevada Maverick. BYU disappointed me last week against Kansas. They couldn't cover 9.5. Listen, I had Kansas because the week before I had BYU against Arkansas and got a gift win there. So I'm like, you know what? That kind of works itself out. We disappointed. Fumble return to start the game, and they gave up another pick six or something. Should have got the cover. I mean, I got a gift win by BYU, and I got a gift win with Kansas. But those are the kind of things you got to know when to be on a team, when to be off a team. Shout out BYU Cincy, pick them. Yeah, I mean, I still like BYU here. I know the line moved for whatever reason. I'm not high on Cincinnati. I wasn't high on Cincinnati coming into the season. I'm not high on them right now. I mean, here we go. I'll find my Cincinnati. Did I even write anything about Cincinnati? 60-1 to win, 5 win totals. New head coach, OC, DC, welcome to the Big 12. I mean, I didn't think these guys were going to be any good. BYU. I got Slovis. Last year, 5 schools. This year, now 10. So, again, I didn't have any how I thought they were going to be good or bad. But I got a quarterback who's played some big games in his life between USC and at Pitt. But I don't know. I'm not, again, Cincy. I think you're right, Hickey, BYU. That's who I like. Gas station sushi's in house, my guy. Good to see you, fella. They solved Tupac murder before the Cowboys made another championship game. Now he's got cowboy jokes. How? This is just crazy. Because this stuff was all known 27 years ago. 30 years ago, basically, right? Tupac. This is my Tupac thing. I'll get all the youngins. Well, maybe not youngins. Tupac used to roll around Digital Underground, right? He was in the movie Nothing But Trouble, singing same song. All around the world, the same song. It's just the same one song, dude. He did Juice, and then he became like a hardcore rapper. He was talking about, I get around, look at me, I'm going to get a cool Tech 9 tattooed on my stomach. I Get Around is a great song, by the way. I always say he didn't go hardcore until he did Juice, and he took that role and made it his persona. Tupac fans get upset when I say that. Ryan, I picked 8 out of 10 NFL games correct last week. It lost because I did a bunch of parlays at the Jags Cowboys, ruined them all. So straight bets. 8-2. And you're a loser, Ryan. This is what I'm talking about when I say, hey, best way to go 3-1, put a 14 parlay in. 8-2, and you couldn't make a dime. Oy, oy. James, I seen they're having a live press conference, so it is true. Tupac rolled around with thugs, gangsters, tough lifestyle. Yeah, it's the life. Shout out. I'm hyped for NHL. Here we go. NHL. I'll throw out some hockey a little bit. Shout out. Not a lot of hockey. I look for spots. Again, I like to play a team like a first game going on a long road trip. Fade them coming back. A team gets blitzed like 7-0. I'll come back on next day. I got a team that's takes 55 shots at goal and can't score a goal. I'm going to come back on them to, luck break their way. I'm not Terry Edelman. Got to check out Getting Wild with Terry. He's the hockey guy. All right, we'll wrap this up here on a Friday. Utah under tonight, 44.5. And again, I do kind of like BYU. Tomorrow, I'm putting the games up because lines move. Syracuse 6.5, Georgia 14.5, Air Force minus 10.5. In the NFL, again, who are you kidding? You guys aren't betting NFL on a Friday. You won't bet them when I gave you better lines on a Sunday. Why are you going to bet them on a Friday? I'm out of here. Appreciate everybody popping in. I know we're late today, but I won't be late tomorrow. I'll probably be early. It's Saturday, which means I'll get into the show about 10 minutes early. Give out some noon games. We'll run through the nooners, the high noon assaults, as I like to call them. That's it. Happy Friday to all. And good luck in your